answers, and I say it again, we have the answers in that locker room. I heard a person say once, I don't point fingers, I point thumbs. And with that being said, I take full responsibility of where we are as an offense and knowing here moving forward that it starts with number one, and I will be better.
Right.
The sky may be falling for the next couple of days. And listen, I bring my umbrella, my raincoat, and everything else that I need, to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, we will get the job done. And here moving forward, we will have more production here in a positive way.
All right, Cam Newton is fired up. He's ready to get back out there. Brian is back with us. Brian, on a scale of 1 to 10, how panicked should Patriots fans be?
I think they should be right around a 3. To me, for the Patriots, it was never about winning 12 games like they traditionally do in that division. It was about trying to make it to the playoffs. And with 7 teams in each conference making it to the playoffs, I still think they are on track to make it to the playoffs. You got to remember, they lost to the Seahawks, they lost to Kansas City, and they lost to Denver after their quarterback was outside of the building for most of the week. I'm not concerned about the Patriots winning that division anymore after seeing what the Bills did last night either. For me, when I look at it, if they can get into the playoffs, just having Cam, his ability to run, his ability to affect the game with his legs, his dominating presence offensively, that can win you games in the playoffs. That actually changes the course of games in the playoffs. He has to find a way to be more accurate. We all know that. But with practice and timing with the guys in that building, I think he will. And so as far as the Patriots go, I'm not as concerned. I still think Bill Belichick is the best coach in the history of our game. He'll find a way to slow teams down. Offensively, they just have to find their rhythm. That takes practice. And that's exactly what Cam is thinking as well.
Yeah, I love this energy coming from Cam. I just love how he's sitting up there and leading his team through his words. Obviously, we know he's done it week after week with his actions on the practice field. That's all everybody talk about in Foxborough. For me, Cam is not the person this year that can afford not to practice and not play. We're seeing COVID's effect on the NFL in the win-loss column finally. When you look at Cam, he was signed late. There was no offseason, no preseason like everyone else. He barely played last year. He didn't play pretty much at all. And then you look at him barely practicing this week. That's why they lost this game. You gotta take your hats off to the Denver Broncos. It had nothing to do with their offense, but that defensive line was smothering. They did a phenomenal job getting to Cam. I don't know if Cam wasn't setting the protection right, but that was a huge issue for them. They got to get that fixed. If they get that fixed and they clean up the run game and continue to put in some misdirection runs, Cam hit some of those passes, they'll be right back where they were. And Brian, you said it. Let's think about where they were playing against the Seattle Seahawks, playing against the Kansas City Chiefs without Cam Newton. I think they'll be fine, especially when you look at their strength of schedule for the remainder of the season and also the Buffalo Bills and what they're not doing.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'd like to come on here and tell you that I'm not worried at all. But I'm a little bit worried. We got the 49ers coming in. Last time I saw them, they're in the Super Bowl. I'm a little bit worried that we could go down to 2-4. I'll just be honest with you. But here's why I feel confident at the same time. Nick, one time I went snorkeling in the Virgin Islands. My buddy who lived down there, he said, yeah, there's some sharks, but they're nurse sharks. They won't get you. And I said, even so, and I know it like rationally it makes sense, I don't want to see a shark. And that's if the Patriots get into the playoffs, doesn't matter what we can get in at 8-8, whatever it takes. The Chiefs don't want to see us. The Steelers do not, Brandon. The Steelers do not want to look up and see like, oh, is that Bill Belichick?
No, I'm not supposed to say shut up.
The New England Patriots.
You don't want to see us. I don't care what. If we get in, you do not want to see us. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, while I appreciated the nurse shark story, are you going to give us a number on a scale of 1 to 10? Are you going to do that or no?
Yeah, 3.762. Okay, you want me to do the number? Yeah.
Okay, okay, I don't know. You're supposed to give a number. 3. So you have a right, a little more panic than Brian. That's fine. I also don't think the Patriots should be nervous I thought the nurse shark analogy was going to be that the teams in your division are also things not to be worried about. The Patriots have played one divisional game. It was the first game of the year against Miami. They won that game. The Bills are a nice story. The Bills are not a contender. And the reason I don't think the Pats should be nervous is multifold. One is they've played one bad game. That was the Broncos game, and there was reasoning for it because of what had gone on with COVID. Their other two losses are to literally the two best teams in the NFL, Seattle and Kansas City. Guess what? Almost everyone is going to lose this year to Seattle and Kansas City. And the other reason that I think Cam, Brian, really believes what he's saying is Ted Ginn, Jericho Cotchery, Devin Funchess, Philly Brown. That was Cam's receiving core when he won league MVP. So unlike Brady, who last year was kind of whining and putting subtle shots without the media that he needs more help, Cam knows I can get it done no matter who's around me. And so if we don't get it done, I'm putting it on myself. And so, with Greg Olsen at tight end, I said receiving core, absolutely. And they had Jonathan Stewart at running back. They had a very good tight end, no doubt about it. And so, I think Cam, I don't think it's false bravado from Cam, Brian. I think it's really how he feels that once I get back in the flow of things, back to practice, we'll be okay. And to Brandon's point, because of their end-of-season schedule, Brian, even if they lose to San Francisco and do fall to 2-4, I don't think it's panic time in New England.
You're absolutely right. In that division, Cam can carry this football team to win that division and obviously get into the playoffs. And when you're in the playoffs, it's just a different animal. So I agree with you. That defense still has to play a little bit better. Offensively, they will find their rhythm just a bit. They made a trade last year for Mohamed Sanu right around trade deadline time. I'm wondering what they can do this season to try to add another weapon. Who is going to be that piece that Bill Belichick moves to try to get right around trade deadline time to see if he can help Cam as far as offensively, give him someone else to throw the ball to?
Yeah, Jenna, that's one thing I disagree with Cam on is that all the answers aren't in the building. I think they need a tight end. I think they need a pass catcher. Maybe it's Odell. Hell, maybe they go back to Antonio Brown. I don't know who else is out there, but they need someone that can get open. Right now, they can't just rely on Cam running the ball 15 times a game and then also that run game. Yes, they do a good job of mixing in the run, but they're a balanced team. They're more effective when they can do both.
Yeah, listen, I think quietly the Odell trade rumblings are coming back. While we were talking about the Browns yesterday, I had a really trusted person text me and say that Odell could be available. And now they didn't connect him to the Patriots. I'm connecting him to the Patriots. I'm going to throw another name at you, Wilds, who probably, seems more Patriot-esque as far as their history with skill position guys. I wonder if Adam Thielen's available. That team stinks. They need draft picks. He's on a very reasonable contract. AJ Green, I worry about the injuries, but you don't care about Thielen. You just want Odell. You don't get
No.
Well, you guys say hey, how about this mansion and this little starter home is available too? Like the starter, I'm like, no, you're just talking about Odell and Adam Thielen. If Odell is available, the game changes. And please, Thielen, your little drive-by, he's more Patriot-esque. He's not Odell.
That's true.
Don't tease me with Odell, Brandon. He's just talking about Odell and Adam
Anything
Thielen.
is better than what you have now. Anything. What do you have now?
No,
Tell me who you have now.
Look.
So what happened to Julian Edelman, the Hall of Famer? What about what's going on with Julian Edelman, the Hall of Famer?
Hall of Famer Julian Edelman had a better game as a quarterback than a receiver. He's a little banged up. Once that